Did anybody take a look at the daily rundown?
Hello, nerds. Welcome to GeekBeast, part of the Geekish Network. This is your daily rundown of geek news for geeks like you. I am your host, Summer Punch, and with me, we've got Chuck.
What's up, everyone? Woohoo! I think I'm the other direction, Summer, but woohoo!
Yeah.
You point in the same direction we get to Centel.
Oh, and Centel. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, Centel.
Yo, we got bottles, baby. We clicking these bad boys. Friday.
Guys, we have a special announcement. It's not just Friday. It's not just happy hour. It is also our geek anniversary. It's been a year since we've been live on the show. I think it's literally down to like the week.
Yeah,
So
I think we're down to the date actually.
It's been a good year with you guys. It
really has.
Yeah,
It's been blessings on top of blessings.
Remember my first episode? I was like, hello, hi, my name is Summer Punch. It's so awkward. I was so awkward.
That's how it goes.
I'm in the
What
show.
do I do with
like,
my hands?
What I do with my hands? What I do with my hands somewhere? You put my hands somewhere.
Oh my God.
Yo, now we out here getting slizzed.
I know. Like, what are you drinking? Shots on the show?
Oh man, we should have done that.
Dare I say there might have even been an episode that I don't like completely remember because I think I've gotten so. We were going a little crazy on happy hours for it.
Yes. Yeah. We had to figure out like exactly how all in are we gonna go on this happy hour thing.
Yes.
But now we've got a year to reflect. I don't know. What have you guys learned anything? What do you think?
That we're going to be in COVID forever. That's what I learned. Yeah. We're going to be in COVID forever. America was like, F that. We don't care what New Zealand did. We love this thing.
Yeah, we do love COVID over here. We do love COVID.
Yo, a year on this show, one of the things I've learned is, a plan is nothing but a list of things that ain't gonna happen when it comes to happy hour.
Yeah. You guys should see our show notes behind the scenes.
Outlines.
We have beautiful plans. Thank you, the funk, as always. Next thing you know, we're talking about
what do you guys think about candy bars?
Yeah, what do you think about candy?
Yeah, no. Yo, I think my favorite still
Halloween
is the the candy bar one was really good, but the bidet episode was really funny as well. Those are like my
the debate of the bidet.
Do you bidet?
Do you bidet or not bidet? Today bidet. Today's bidet. Ooh, that's
bidet. We going bidet. I don't know.
Today we debate the bidet. The bidet day. There we go.
So this is what we do, right?
10 times fast.
This is what we do, right? We're gonna have a debate, the bidet company called the GeekBeast Bidet, and we have the summer one.
Okay,
We have the Charles one, and then we have the Trey one.
Bidets.
Yes,
bidets. Wow, I feel like that's an untouched niche.
Like summer one is the warm.
Somebody out there wants a toilet with our faces on it.
Yeah.
We're a little sprayer to be specific. Yes. We know our bidets. We don't get them mixed up.
Yes. Everybody should bidet.
Oh,
you know what? If I had a themed bidet, it would look like one of those Mario pipes. And every time
that's the tray one.
It would sound like
the tray bidet. And every time you drop the turd,
what is
the little
going
man
on?
jumping
grabbing
up.
a coin.
Where is it sinking into?
Every time you drop the turd,
See that? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is why the bidet episode was so much fun. Because I swear, it's just
whenever you grunt, you hit the button. It goes dun, 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 dun.
Purple bidets is real.
Any of y'all have a memorable episode outside of the bidet and the candy episode? The candy episode was really good.
The candy, I love the candy episode.
That candy, I don't know how we got there, but it was just nostalgia.
Halloween candy, yeah.
That's why we started talking about candy corn. That was like we all had strong opinions on the candy.
We did have strong opinions on candy corn.
Yeah, we got into guava for a while. Remember the guava activists? That was actually pretty recent.
That's right. You're the guava activist.
Yeah, the guava activists. I met one of our viewers, or more, I realized who one of our viewers was in person over the winter break. Mm-hmm. And you know what they said to me?
What did they say?
I was like, oh shit, that was you watching the show. And he's like, yeah, you know the guava episode? And I was like, this feels so. I was like, what? the terminology in that said the guava episode. I was like, first of all,
Guava
episode. Second of all, you remember my head went just for a spin. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I think I cried on the show a couple times. That was some. Those
Did
some
you cry on the show?
Yeah, I think so. Every time we talk about racism, I start to.
Yeah, we had those
moments.
You know, we
don't
don't talk about those episodes. We don't talk about
arm in arm.
We're here to talk about it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we don't talk about those episodes as memorable episodes. The bidet episode was good. They're good episodes, but it doesn't top the bidet or the Halloween candy episode.
Yeah. And then of course there was the entire 6 months of news that I was on with you guys. How has the news been since I've been only on Fridays? Is it been a lot more focused?
It depends. It depends. It's different. It depends who's on, right? So we had Travis on this past Monday. Okay. And he crushed it. He was good. We had Neeson on with you. We also had Neeson on. We had Neeson on before you as well, and that was a lot of fun too. That was a lot.
I miss the news days. I do miss the news days.
You can always come back.
I know.
They're here. Just pick a day.
You'll always be in the know. I'll say that. Big shout outs to the Funk because he is a huge influence on keeping us on track. So
yeah. He's on.
Yeah,
he's
don't get me wrong.
He's like, I put these articles in here. Y'all gonna appreciate. We're gonna go over them. We're gonna hit all of them too.
You did great work. We will not disregard it this time.
Listen, me and Chuck need an adult in the room, so please, by all means, come stop in.
Me, that's for sure.
Because we'll get to talk about one thing.
Yeah, we'll talk about everything. We'll talk about everything, including the article. Like we'll be talking he'd be like, Mattel released a new racetrack. And I'd be like, yeah, racetrack? Let's talk about this Tesla car too. We go down rabbit holes. I'm the rabbit hole finder.
You are hard to keep on track.
I'm the rabbit hole finder.
The best is when we let you free though, just frolic among the rabbit holes.
I swag surfing. I'm just swag surfing everywhere. Just surf. Take my geek swag and just surf everywhere. Everything's connected.
I love it.
Yo, Summer, what's up? I know you the drink genie, the drink.
What are you drinking? I didn't start. Well, I'm trying to rein it in. I'm trying to keep these things on track. So I was like, should I do the drink?
Yeah,
focus on the alcohol. All right. I just came up with something kind of nifty with this one. Okay. All right. I was in a rush. And so I was like, sometimes you just fucking want a White Claw. And I don't drink beer. So to me, a White Claw is like a beer to me. I just want something cold and crisp and like easy to drink. But I started adding just like different types of juice to it. So I had a mango White Claw and then I just added mango juice to it. And it's fucking tropical divine. This time,
that sounds delicious.
Juice. And it's just great. It just makes a great thing even greater. What are you guys drinking?
What are you drinking, Centel?
I got Dark Apothic. I had to get a nice little red wine. I like, deep, rich 2019, slightly aged a little bit. I like wine during conversations because it mellows out everything. It's not like tequila in a conversation when you're like, what the fuck you just say?
You brought tequila for a while. Those were fun episodes too.
Yeah, I know. We had some tequila episodes. We've had a couple of those.
Yeah.
But I don't want a tequila episode tonight.
First, so I remember you just had yours and you were just sipping the shots.
I was just throwing back.
Were you sipping them on screen on the side? Oh, I love it. Okay, Chuck, what are you drinking?
We sure did leave nothing.
I'm keeping it very basic today. I'm drinking a Fort Point KSA.
Okay. Is that?
It's a Kolsch beer. It's Kolsch beer.
KSA means to me Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
That may be it.
Is that allowed?
This is delicious. This is light and crisp.
It
is. Really
I feel like we should get sponsored
beer.
On here. We're just like hawking the best drinks out there. And
I know it.
We should get a kickback.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna get us a liquor sponsor.
Do it.
One of my homies he's the commercial sponsor for Ciroc.
Get out. Oh, that's
about to get
that's the best perfect for us,
we about to get up. Yeah. I was like, man, I can't wait to come out to Vegas and hang out with you. So what you need? I just send you a case of stuff. So I may send it out to the team. So yeah, let's figure that out. Let me talk to him.
Okay. Look it up.
Look at Paul, y'all. He's drinking Bud Platinum. Look at he's not the regular Bud Light. He's like,
that's a man. No, that's a man of the earth, though. A bougie man of the earth.
Bougie man of the earth. He says, I don't drink regular Bud Light. I drink Bud Platinum. Me and Jay-Z drink Bud Platinum.
Does Jay-Z drink Bud? Okay, I'm just
I
gonna
don't
assume
know.
that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, anyways, all right, let's get on to the news today. Guys, I heard something weird. It's a headline. I don't know if I understand at first. Kendrick Lamar and the South Park guys are working on a live action comedy movie together. Does Kendrick Lamar do comedy? Is that a dumb question?
He doesn't. That's what's so weird. He's an awkward character too. So this may be great. Because if he does it, he's gonna have his cousin Keem in it. Because Keem's the biggest rapper out there right now. So this is gonna be really weird. Because Kendrick Lamar,
he's done acting before.
Yeah,
He's done acting
He's got
before.
music videos. I mean,
He was on. He was on 50 Cent.
There's an element of acting to all of it. He's a performer.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
He played he played a crackhead on Power, and he played it so convincing. He played it so convincingly. 50 Cent was like, "Yo, you ever been on that rock before, homie?"
He was that good at it.
I mean, it was decent enough. I mean, it's for a rapper turned actor. It was good.
I mean,
so is that what he's doing? Because that's not how I read it. I read it as a collaboration. But does this mean that he's like acting in it? Well, I guess I'll read.
Yes.
Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm speculating when literally the answers are right in front of me. And what might be called an early contender for 2022's most unexpected collaboration, Grammy Award-winning hip-hop artist Kendrick Lamar is joining with the creators of South Park for a new live-action comedy film. So the film synopsis reads as follows. The past and the present come to a head when a young Black man who is interning as a slave reenactor at a living history museum discovers that his white girlfriend's ancestors once owned his ancestors. Okay, that sounds wacky. No, that sounds like a comedy right there.
There's a whole lot going on.
That sounds amazing.
It's an emotional
so first of
arc
all,
that
he's interning as a slave reenactor. So he's pretending to be a slave, dating a white girl.
Wait, no, as a slave, as a modern day
him.
slave.
Yes.
Who are interns with him.
Whose parents, whose grandparents, ancestors.
I hope she's the daughter. She's a reenactor too, and she's the daughter of the slave, the plantation owner.
Yes, that's.
Listen,
it's heavy and hilarious at the same time.
Right? It's like it can really go wrong and it can really go right.
It can't go wrong, man.
So
if it goes,
it can go wrong. It can absolutely go wrong.
If it goes all the way wrong, it's right. It's like 12 years a slave, but right now reenacting.
But funny.
It's 12 years a slave meets poetic justice. I'm pretty sure that's how they pitched it. Like, yo, poetic justice hasn't been remade yet. And 12 years a slave did very well. Let's combine them.
Aren't the South Park? Okay, I know. I don't. Tell me if this is the same question. Aren't the South Park guys? They're white though. Like, can white guys be making a movie that's a funny movie about slavery?
That's why they hired Kendrick Lamar to come. Well, they didn't write it. So Vernon Chapman wrote it. I don't know who Vernon Chapman is. Let's see who Vernon Chapman is.
Let's remember that Matt Stone and Trey Parker, they wade in controversy. Like, that's their element. Yeah. Like that's where they're used to being.
That's true.
And I will give them this. They have done a pretty decent job of being able to get a decent message out in the guise of comedy. And not only are they good at it, I mean, they won a Tony from it, like when they did the Book of Mormon.
The Book of Mormon.
That's what the name of it was. I think it was. So controversy is their thing, but I'm trying to figure out how in the world did Kendrick Lamar and these two even get in the room for this to even happen. It just doesn't seem like, because Kendrick Lamar is he's a borderline socio-political rapper.
Yeah, he doesn't make any statements. He doesn't make any statements. Like, he has come out and said, yo, I don't have to make public statements. I just live my life the way I need to live my life. Like, he's super pro-black. So this is very interesting. And it's so funny. So the guy that wrote it, Vernon Chapman, he's black and white. He's mixed. He's black and white. Grew up in Brooklyn, New York. And he worked for the Chris Rock show. He got an Emmy for it. He got Late Night with Conan O'Brien. And he wrote us for the Downer Channel. I don't know what the Downer Channel is, but he had a whole show called That's My Bush. I think it's about the Bush.
Oh, I remember that. I do remember That's My Bush. It didn't last long though. I think it only lasted like a season.
It's about the Bush family. Is that what I heard?
Yeah, and it was when Bush was in office, and back when Bush was the worst president allegedly that we had ever seen. If you're on the left looking at the right, it was a Comedy Central kind of like experimentation where they made the Bush family look like a bunch of idiots. Like it was them, Cheney, Dan Quayle. No, that was the other Bushes. No, that wasn't his.
Dan Quayle was a politician. Right? Oh no, you're talking about you're listening.
Well, anyways, it had the whole Bush family, and it's Comedy Central, so they took it and ran with it. I think it only lasted like a season. It was controversial as well, so you got some controversial, creative people putting their minds together to. A slave reenactor, like really, how bad of a job do you need in order to take a job
as a slave reenactor? There's no such thing, but the fact they made this up for this show has me excited. I'm like, I'm in on this. I'm in on this. This can only be sour the whole entire time.
I hope the intern is not paid, just to double down.
Yes, double down. He's an unpaid intern.
He's an unpaid intern.
He's the only unpaid intern.
Right.
Like all the slaves are unpaid interns and all the white ones are paid. And they're like, we had to make it as real as possible, guys. That's why we're not paying you.
And that used to be like a real thing. There was this mansion in Tennessee where Andrew Jackson used to live called the Hermitage. And Andrew Jackson owned slaves. And on this mansion, on this plantation, you can take a tour, right? And you can tour the facility, and they have real life reenactors out there. Now, from my understanding, like back in the day, I don't know if it's like this anymore. They did have slave reenactors. They'd be out there singing and dancing and picking the cotton and stuff like that, so that you could get a real slice of what plantation life was like. Now, keep in mind, this is Tennessee.
Yeah,
Tennessee is in the South. So things run a little bit different. I don't think they have slave reenactors anymore, but it was a very real thing. Like people would, to play.
So how do you get hired as a slave? Like, do you go into the audition like, I'm gonna be a slave? You want me to pick the cotton for your master? And do you dance? Like, how do you pull that off? That's all I want to know. Is how do you pull that off? Like, hey, guy, I want a job as a slave. Like, if you're a young dude, you're 17, 18 years old, you holler at a girl, she's like, what do you do for a living? I'm a slave, boo. I'm a slave for it. I picked that cotton.
Like, stop making me laugh. I feel uncomfortable laughing.
No, I mean it's funny and uncomfortable. It's like really, it's like, can you imagine your acting resume and you're like, I was slave number 31 in the reenacting of Andrew Jackson.
You like that sweater? I could have picked that cotton for you. I could have sheared that lamb.
I need to drink some more.
Well, I mean, there was a time where I feel
uncomfortable that you just did.
I do. I was actually, but I had a thought. Did you guys listen? Okay, so I'm gonna explain this transition so it doesn't sound racist. But when you guys said that, I was like, okay, there's. You guys know this. There's what is the right word? It happens a lot. Okay, when there are Black people can't get roles that are not slaves or deemed in position. Yeah, so it's like, I don't know what the right fucking word is to explain it, but you know exactly what I'm talking about.
We get the slave position.
It's an issue. But Sidney Poitier, who I just heard about, well, I actually didn't really know who he was before because I don't think I'm old enough to really know who that is. But he was like one of the, do you guys know him?
Yeah,
I don't know. I learned a lot about him this morning from the New York Times. Yeah, he's like the OG. Okay, guys, I'm blaming on me being young. Okay, he's much older than me. Anyways, the way this guy fucking like pushed not just his own life forward, not his own career forward, but the whole fucking the culture, like our culture, the world, by being a Black doctor, by being a Black attorney, lawyer.
Yeah, he played everything.
Important roles. Everything.
And then he slapped a white man on one of his movies, and apparently it was like a fucking cultural shockwave for a while.
Yeah, listen. That scene was so hardcore. Hardcore. He had to sleep with a gun under his pillow.
Yeah.
On set.
Yeah, on set.
He had to sleep with a gun under his pillow.
On set.
But you got to keep in mind, this is the 60s. Yeah. It's in the 60s.
Yeah.
The world was a lot different in the 60s.
Well, the impact.
Well, not really, actually.
It's not
a lot different.
It's
not a lot different.
It's not a lot different.
It's not a lot different.
But that's the risk he was willing to take. He's like, you want
what
this
a fucking legend.
He's such a legend. That's how legend he is, right? Have you seen? Guess who's coming home to dinner? where he walks into a white man's house and says, "Yeah, I'm dating your daughter. She's in my class. I got a PhD." And the family claimed to be this liberal family, and that she brought him home for dinner. And he was highly overqualified for any position he had with that young lady. And it was it just talked about how that a great white man brought into a great black man brought into a white family still doesn't equate to being equal. It's such a powerful piece.
It still holds
then
up.
Bernie Mac
I want to find that scene and watch it, because when you talk about that, this is, again, I'm talking up to generation, because I also didn't grow up in California, so I feel like everybody in California that's grown up here just like knows all this Hollywood history that like I don't fucking know who these actors are. But so I never heard of it, but I want to go watch this film because what you just described, it reminds me of Get Out. Like when he goes and visits his white girlfriend's family, and it's like the woke liberal whites, right? They think of themselves as not racist, but then you see everything is insanely fucking racist, right? And it just like completely shattered this like this largely held belief in America that like liberals aren't the racist ones. But then it's like, you guys have no fucking, I mean, to the non-whites, I think. That belief was shattered when I moved to San Francisco.
Yeah. So it was both Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte that brought us along a long way. Then Quincy Jones popped up, married to a white woman. It changed everything.
So was Harry Belafonte, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Harry Belafonte married to a white woman as well?
Well, I don't think so. I think
doesn't matter, but it doesn't matter.
Harry Belafonte left and moved to the Caribbean. Was like, I'm out. Y'all called me a communist.
I think Harry Belafonte is still with us. I don't think he's passed.
He's still with us. Yep.
Him, Paul. But regardless of who you love, they were trailblazers.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. That's what's important. Yes. Who you love is who you love.
If I had to give you
they were trailblazers.
If I had to give you any homework, Summer, go read up on Paul Robeson.
Okay.
Paul Robeson's the GOAT. He was like a doctor, lawyer, professional football player, and actor, and writer.
Okay.
And they
Chuck,
called him
like most of your book recommendations, I actually do, by the way. I'm reading Sex at Dawn because you said that was really good one on the show. Anyway, it says Paul Robeson. I'm reading.
Paul Robeson is the truth. He was like my role model. Like I idolized him like in 10th grade. And I said I want to be Paul Robeson.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Black stars, Letitia Wright is coming back, and Wakanda Forever, Black Panther's Wakanda Forever, is to resume filming next week with her. So production was initially restarted last Monday, but was delayed thanks to several cast and crew, Lupita Nyong'o's among them, testing positive for COVID-19. Shooting is due to resume in Atlanta next week on the Ryan Coogler directed picture, for what sources say will be for about 4 weeks. So it's back on. It's back on. Fucking Omicron. Yeah. It's out there.
Yeah.
And she refused to get vaccinated too.
I was just about to say.
She just refused to get vaccinated. She's an anti-vaxxer.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And then everything gets delayed as a result.
I can still like her.
I'm like, recast T'Challa.
Well, see, so there's some conspiracy theories going around, right?
Okay.
Because she was the big rumor. The big rumor was that she's the lead on Black Panther 2, right? And then in the comic book, Shuri actually does become Black Panther.
She becomes Black
Panther's sister in the comic books is a real thing. So it wouldn't be that big of a stretch to find that replacement and still give honor to Chadwick Boseman because he's no longer with us, and then recast Black Panther at a later time.
In the third movie, fourth movie, yep.
But just recently, the actor that plays M'Baku, the one that was part of the Gorilla Tribe, he apparently had his salary adjusted. Yeah, Winston Duke. He allegedly, according to Hollywood Reporter, had like his salary adjusted because his impact on the film is going to dramatically increase. Now this hasn't happened. This is happening after Letitia Wright's injury and her unwillingness to become vaccinated and maybe allegedly causing problems on set. So nobody knows what.
And he's getting a pay bump, and so people are thinking that what he's going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a rumor mill right now. But he's definitely getting paid more.
I like how you do the pinkies up too. I like that.
Yeah.
Like that. Do it again.
He's getting paid more, and he's going to have a larger influence within the film. And this is coming after Letitia Wright's issues on set.
First of
because
all,
she seems to be pretty fragile too.
If Letitia Wright?
Yeah, she may be. I mean, I don't know if her body. You got to have like this. This isn't a shot at anybody, specific niche that they fall into. You just have to have a certain kind of body as a stunt person if you're going to be doing like your own stunts.
Yeah.
And you may not be able to take the physical.
She's a smallish person.
Physical beat down.
She's a smallish.
Yeah, it happened with what's her name in Batgirl. What was her name? That was in
Ruby Rose or what? Not Ruby.
Ruby Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was Ruby Rose. Her
Ruby
body
Rose,
just couldn't take it, so they had to like recast it, and it's a daunting
recast
thing.
the role. Really? Damn.
Well, it's not just the injuries. Yeah. But it was one of the things that precipitated her leaving and other issues as well. But if your body can't take the beating, I mean, Henry Cavill had to tap out, and this is Superman.
Wait, are you saying that she was like weakened down from? Because it doesn't say that she got COVID in the article. You're saying that just from the stunts?
No, she got they put Black Panther got put on pause because she got injured.
Yeah, I knew that.
And like it put was like she halted all production off of this injury. And then add to the fact that you were in the time of COVID, and then you're talking about you're not going to do this, that, and the third. That could allegedly put pressure into maybe changing things up. This is all just rumor. Keep in mind, this is all just rumor.
Because she's a British.
If you're connecting the dots, it's just not looking good,
They just keep her there, but
she looks weakened from all the hard work on the stunts. When you said weakened, that just sounds like she's like sick from COVID.
Nah, she's just beat
so
up.
now I'm just like rethinking that. Yeah.
You tie ropes on people and yank them in the air and you drop them. There's not heavy stunts they do. They don't do the heavy stunts. But, if you're like, I don't know, if you're Tom Holland and you're running and also they just pull you in the air to show that you're flying off with your thing, that yanks your shoulders and everything. You get to work out for that. You got to be in some type of shape.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of people being in shape doing stunts, though.
Yeah, my toxic tray is thinking that I could do it all without any.
You're supposed to.
I've been worked out for years.
As you're supposed to. Like Jason Momoa, right? Let's talk about doing stunts. Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet are getting a divorce. That means Lisa's back on the market.
Oh, what are you talking about? This is news to me.
Yeah, they're getting a divorce. Yeah, he filed divorce on her.
Yeah.
What did she do? Oh,
have other men, have other husbands.
No, maybe
I mean, they are polyamorous. I think their whole relationship. I think all of them are that way. Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry, but I'm
just
Hollywood opening opportunities in front of me.
Yeah,
he's probably in close proximity. We're probably both in LA.
Yeah, he lives in Hollywood Hills. What's up?
He does.
He does in Hollywood Hills.
Where? Specifically where?
I can't tell you specifically where, Summer. He lives in the hills.
You think
he's on the market.
You think I
Hey,
you have a shot. You got a shot. No, I'll take Lisa. You take him. I'll take Lisa. I'll take Lisa. And you take him.
Not live, right?
Lisa's still hot. Yeah,
she's still hot.
She's so fine. Yeah,
I didn't tell y'all that I had lunch. I had a lunch meeting with Zoe Kravitz and Cafe Gratitude. One of my one of my Morehouse brothers set that up. She wanted to talk about a VR project she had in her head. And he invited me. He said, I have a friend that wants to talk to you about VR. Trust me, come out. I was like, I'll come out. And I show up at the table. I'm sitting down at the table. He said, she's going to sit beside you. I was like, cool. We're talking. And she comes in from the bathroom, from the back, and sits next to me. And he goes, Zoe, meet Charles. Charles, meet Zoe. I said, hello, how you doing? And I was like,
she is hot in person. She is like just as beautiful. Does she glow?
She looks
There's light
better
in her skin.
Man, she's made of 2 great jean stocks.
Yeah, it's like
2 great.
Like she might as well be the Avatar.
Yeah, she was like the Avatar. I thought she's gonna get up and she's gonna do air bending and throw fire at the same time and pour water out the tap.
Yo, did any of y'all see? She just released a new trailer for another project too, where I guess
Kimmy
playing like a hacker or something. Or,
she's a writer.
She works for a company that runs an automated like Alexa company, like Amazon. Basically, the company's Amazon. And she listens to a murder go down because she's supposed to be there screening just for checking for anything. A murder goes down, and she hears it, and the company wants to cover it up.
Right.
And she goes on the run from him. It's called Kimmy. Like, hey, Kimmy. And Kimmy goes, hey. And so a woman yelled Kimmy and cut Kimmy on, and she heard that call. And she was like, how you know it's a murder happened? She was like, because I heard it. How do I know it's a murder happened? She's because I told you twice. She's killed it. I'm like, yes, I told you. Why don't y'all investigate? And the company's like, nah, that's not our business because privacy laws tell us we can't get into that. And we protect. It's like it's a Soderbergh film. So Soderbergh gets you thinking. He made Idiocracy. I'm just putting that out there. He made Idiocracy. Well, he made her too.
And I know y'all saw her in the Batman because she's playing Catwoman. In case you didn't know, she's playing Catwoman, and
that's her.
Robert Pattinson.
I mean, when I saw her, I was like, wow,
yeah, that's her.
Yeah, that's how I felt too.
I just want to see her.
I'm with you guys.
I just want to see her with a whip. I just want to see her with a whip.
My homegirl, there's a Spell House singles chat, college chat. They were like, yeah, Lisa should leave him to go back to Lenny Kravitz. Have y'all seen what Lenny Kravitz looks like right now? He looks like a freaking
Lenny
superhero.
Kravitz. Lenny Kravitz is leveled up to Super Saiyan.
He's like, they're like
next
to Jason
Momoa. She stands a chance.
They're like Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa is okay. They said, but you look at Lenny Kravitz, you're like, oh Lenny my
Kravitz.
God.
Yo,
I mean, come on.
I saw on Instagram, and even I was like, my goodness. What?
This is what the post said on Facebook. Had a picture of Jason Momoa.
It's ridiculous.
Topless. And Lenny Kravitz topless. They said because Lisa got tired of slumming it, she's going back to Lenny. And I was like, Jason Momoa's Lenny. It's her slumming it. I was like, dang.
That's good.
But one thing's for certain, though, Lisa. There's one thing for certain. All the men become super popular when they marry her. Because Lenny was okay popular. When he got with
oh no, he was pretty popular.
He was popular, but he blew all the way up when she cut them dreads off his head. With what's that song?
American Woman.
Yeah, she was with him at that time. They hit their peak. They hit their peak when they're with her. So she has them on the way up. She's like, I don't have them on the way down.
Listen, I don't doubt her. I don't doubt her ability
follow her
to
stocks too.
She's witchcraft, man.
I mean, listen, like
gorgeous.
you seen the pictures of what is it? Erykah Badu got like some little 20-year-old dude. So these women is like they're like, listen, don't slip because I will drop you and get something younger.
Jay Electronica was the biggest hip hop producer at one point who never released the album. He got with Erykah Badu and never released an album.
Hey, Andre 3000 damn near never released another album again.
He turned to a whole different person when he got with her. He turned to a whole different. Him and Carmen both transformed to a whole different person with Erykah.
So, hey, so heads up to all you fellas. Listen, your lady will leave you and get something younger. Just keep in mind.
Keep in mind, you ain't the only one that can get something younger.
You're not the only one. Yeah.
I hear all the women in the Spellhouse singles group was like they show pictures of guys on the island with a woman, and they always put, "This is me with somebody's son. This is me with somebody's son."
Old lady swag.
I was like, I ain't mad at you all women.
It's about time, right? Yeah. It's about time.
All these black women like, I make enough money to fly him out. Then I fly out his best friend the next week. I'm like, do your thing, boo, because I think just like you.
Get it, girls, get it. All right, in other news, Fortnite is finally returning to the iOS App Store. Returning to iOS, but not to the App Store. Confusing. After more than a year-long absence from Apple's App Store, Fortnite is coming back to iOS devices. But Epic Games' Battle Royale blockbuster won't be returning to the App Store. Instead, it will be playable via Apple's Safari web browser through NVIDIA's GeForce Now game streaming service. It doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but that's okay.
It sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Apparently, it runs the same. So you can actually bookmark the app on your desktop, tap it like an app button, and it launches it.
Yeah.
So this
They just turn into a
Do you have to like
web
go to
app.
www.fortnite?
No, you can actually put an icon on your Mac phone that says NVIDIA GeForce on it. Fortnite. You click it.
I thought that was banned. Like it's basically like
you launching
like
the app right from
pirated app almost.
No workaround.
When you make all the microchips and Apple needs microchips, you can do what you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, Nvidia's been kicking ass and taking names lately. So
yeah, them and AMD are like, what you gonna do? It's in the cloud, so you're gonna actually play the game through the cloud.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I mean, that is the future. The only thing that for some reason the most inconvenient part of that sounds like to me is going into Safari and typing in the web address, but that just shows how fucking spoiled I am. Like that's
the simple fact that you have to use Safari is kind of yuck.
But what happens when you type it in? It's like tap this icon, it downloads to your wallpaper on your phone. And so it'll download to the wallpaper on your phone, and you just tap it and it launches it.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah. And they're gonna circumvent the whole app store and their ridiculous fees. Wait, if they could do that though, why isn't everybody doing that? I feel like that's got to be shifty.
Because they're not NVIDIA. It is a shift. They should be shifted by this.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's actually.
I said Apple's going to start changing
I'm sure Apple will have a response. Yeah, I was about to say, don't get
Apple's going to fight.
Apple will have a response.
They're like, okay, we don't have anything right now.
You think they'll block it? Or you think they'll just have stern words?
Listen, nobody's going to make money on their platform without them having some kind of say.
That's right.
I don't care what kind of workaround you have.
Do your Christopher Walken quote. Your Christopher Walken quote.
Yeah. When Nickelback gets moved in the park, I want in.
Nickelback
got rich while I was away.
You do great Christopher Walken. You sound just like him. You're a black Christopher Walken.
Okay. Good job, boys. Great job, boys. Okay, so NVIDIA and Epic announced Thursday that the companies have been working to develop a touch-friendly version of Fortnite for mobile devices that's playable through the cloud. So Fortnite was removed from the App Store in August of 2020. And the whole reason why it was removed was because Fortnite tried to get people to buy V-Bucks, which is the in-game currency for Fortnite, not through the App Store, which is how you basically buy all currency in any sort of mobile game. Which, by the way, when you buy it through the App Store, then Apple takes 30% of your change, right? So what got them kicked off in the first place was Fortnite telling people to go to their store, their Epic store, like in a browser, and send V-Bucks to the iOS device. But then Apple was like, no, you can't do that. You can't make money without us having 30% of it. So they got kicked off. It's been a year. They were in battle. The litigation was complex. We were falling for. I still don't fucking know what happened. Either way, it was very neutral. It wasn't very satisfying. But now Fortnite is like, I'm going to go back on there and they're going to do something even worse. So that's
what I'm saying.
Now that I explain it that way. Okay.
Yeah. They're like, you think you won, Apple?
Play for the one day it's going to be available. Apple's going to fucking rip that shit right down.
Guess what? Since you're not using NVIDIA chips, me and NVIDIA partnered up together and we decided to screw you some other way. Your M1 chip, F that chip. NVIDIA's like, F that chip. So two enemies got together. What is it?
Yeah.
The enemy of my enemy.
The enemy of my enemy. Yeah.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
My friend. All right. Speaking of big gaming publishers duking it out with each other. Well, actually, no. Well, yes. No, Microsoft is duking it out with somebody. Yeah. But Microsoft has discontinued the Xbox One consoles. So if you don't know the difference between the Xbox One, the Xbox One S, the Xbox S1, X, XYZ, 2121 type, I don't know, whatever password is in the name embedded. It's very confusing, but Xbox One.
That's Xbox Series X and Xbox
now
Series
it's Xbox
S.
Series. But there was the Xbox One S, and then there was the Xbox One SX, and then there was the Xbox One XXX. And now there's the One Series X. One. I don't know. It's confusing. One of them have been discontinued. I'm assuming it's probably the oldest one.
Yeah, I think it is.
The Xbox One.
But I think this is interesting because of the shortage on the PlayStation 5 side of things, PlayStation has actually been selling more PlayStation 4s. Interesting, right? Yeah, they've been selling more, and their sales have been go fucking crazy because somebody wants a PlayStation, and they're like, we can't give you a 5 right now because the fucking bootleggers will have it all. So we'll give you a 4. So why would Xbox be discontinuing the Xbox
I think
One?
they stunting. They're like, look, PlayStation said they're making more
not
fours.
when it comes to making money.
They're making more fours. Guess what? We don't believe in the last generation. We're cutting that line off. We're giving y'all all the newest stuff. We're giving you all the newest stuff. We're not going those stuff. Why would they make you more fours? They should turn that production pipeline into a PS5 maker. They money grabbing right now, you guys. Look,
do you think so?
Nah,
I think it's because nobody wants Xbox One. So I think that's why.
Xbox One.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Too.
I think you're overthinking it. It's because nobody buys them. What's the point?
I don't think anybody wants a one anymore. I don't think
nobody wants a one. Nobody wants
a 1S.
They want a Series S.
And now they just want just a Series S or an X. And you can't. It's hard. It's like, truth be told, it's really difficult to get a Series X. It's really tough.
Yeah, I used to that.
It's Series X, but a Series S is easy.
But a Series S, you can go to Target right now and get a Series S. So I figure the manufacturing cost is like it's a loss every time that they sell these. It's a loss every time they sell these units, and we're in a time where there's a silicone shortage. So why are you gonna like stress manufacturers to make a unit that nobody there's not a real big demand for it, and you could be saving that silicone for something else. So I think they're just trying to.
Let's look at the really big picture that Microsoft's doing. We're gonna put it all in the cloud anyway.
Yeah,
we're gonna put it on the cloud anyway. We're gonna get rid of these console business. We're gonna get rid of that eventually. We're gonna have it all in the cloud, and you can play it on your Switch. You can play it on your Xbox. You play it on your phone. They have right now. They said you can play Halo Infinite on an Xbox. Halo Infinite, the latest Halo game, plays on the Xbox.
Who's that bad?
It streams. It
streams. We'll drop 20.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant on the old. I was like, about that. But
you open up on an old console and it plays.
Stream it.
It streams right onto the old console. Yeah, because it's on the cloud. So that's where they're moving to.
Yeah, of course. They're doing.
I mean, it makes sense.
You play Halo.
It's probably.
And it's that whole operating at a loss. I think Microsoft. We've had this conversation before. I think Microsoft this is probably the last hardware they drop.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the same way with PlayStation as well. This will probably be the last generation of hardware that's going to be like mass produced.
I think
everything is cloud. What does it matter if you could play it on your phone? Then why drop another $600?
I think PlayStation to keep dropping them because you understand Sony's a hardware company.
There's a nostalgia play.
They're a hardware company.
Yeah,
they're a hardware.
Well,
company.
yeah.
I don't know. It's not.
Nostalgia is
I
a very
think
big
it's a toss up. You're right though, because the console cycle is usually every 6 to 8 years. Right.
They've extended it to 10 to 12 now. Yep. I think they'll do a slim refresh in like 2 more years.
Yeah, as they usually do, right? But like that, it doesn't sound like that long. But when you think about it, like my PlayStation 4 looks so fucking old tech to me now, right? And the technology that we had to work with, even our internet, I don't know, just everything 4 years ago is actually a lot slower and dumber than I think we remember, because we just kind of get spoiled and we get this like momentum of technology evolution, where we just kind of keep thinking that things are always going to get easier and things were always this easy. I don't know, but that's not a bad bet that maybe there would never be another console drop, because it sounds crazy right now, but in 4 years it might seem like, what's the point? You know,
I can see
that's so crazy. I mean, Nvidia is already like, they're like, yo, if you can't even get these big graphics cards, if you can't get a 3080 and a 3090, don't worry, we got the graphics card in the cloud.
That's what
all you need is a screen and internet and instant access, and you don't even have to worry about graphics cards. Like the graphics cards, people are already getting ahead of it, so console's gonna be be right along with it. So
I think I can see Microsoft, because they have the Azure cloud. That's their biggest business.
Like me,
their business is Azure cloud. Like they make a ton of money. Xbox was the business. I think they'll create something like an Apple TV where they're making money off the little thing. They make a Roku. It charge you $399. It costs $15.99 to make the thing. And they just zoom everything off the cloud.
You know what's going to be the bottleneck here? It's not going to be Xbox, or it's going to be it's not going to be the consoles. It's going to be our literal bandwidth.
Yes,
so that's why net neutrality.
It's a good thing most of us got our vaccines, because otherwise we could never support the 5G that we need in order to stream these games.
That's right. 5G makes it where we can get these games. That's right. Because 5G
is
brought the vaccine. 5G's brought COVID.
Boost that speed, bitch. Sorry.
G and V sound alike, so they're the same. It's like Osama Obama.
Yo, Deadpoolish, yo, what's going on with you, fam? Hexy PGUVUG, yo, thanks for bopping in.
What's going on,
if you got
guys?
any questions, please be sure to ask us because we are here.
No, let's try to say that guy's name
with you.
Hex VG.
Hex VG. Hex VG. Yeah.
This is a keyboard.
Is
it, or am I being rude? I don't know. We're trying to figure out how to pronounce his name because sometimes it's fun when you're like, you know. Anyways, on to some. No, that's not. I feel bad now. I don't want to butcher, even if it's somebody's username. It's not fun to butcher.
Yeah, it's not. We're not gonna get your
setting
name
myself
right.
up to be canceled.
We're trying to get your name right. Tell us your name.
Excuse me.
Dead
It's pronounced
Polish. I like Dead Polish.
Yeah, it looks like a license
great.
plate
Dead
name.
Polish. We're doing great.
Yes, thank you. Hey,
you beautiful.
Thank you. You're beautiful too.
What are you drinking? That's
Beautiful. What y'all drinking in the
it's
chat?
Happy hour. That's
what
right.
Are y'all drinking in the chat?
Paul is drinking Bud Platinum. He's a man of the earth.
Bud Platinum.
Oh, he's got his pinky in there.
He's a refined
my platinum is here. Wrong.
I love it. He's drinking Bud.
No, yeah, exactly. I'm gonna drink my pinky in the air too. We here.
Thank you, Zach. All right, guys. Another, you guys make Jiver's username. Oh, okay. All right. So Valve and Geico team up for Portal themed. We love where this is going. Insurance ad. What a letdown. What a letdown. Anything Portal is great though. Who played that game?
Wow, I know it. It's so wild to hear that name. So is it going to be the Gecko come out?
It's going to be the Gecko.
He's going to shoot through the portal and hop down.
Maybe him in the box. Maybe they have a love affair.
Is Portal a reference that's like for old heads, or is that like the younger cats?
Portal's a video game.
Like, it is a video game,
right?
Old heads.
Portal came out a
Summer,
while
you're
ago.
Old head, Summer. You're old head.
Yeah, you're officially
it doesn't
old
feel that long.
You are with
us.
us. You are part of our gang. You better.
I know.
You're old head, Summer. You got old head energy.
I don't want to play with big kids, and I'm like, I don't know what's
a 22-year-old woman looks at you, Summer, be like, man, I want to be cool like her when I'm her age.
Oh God!
Yo, big shout out to Deadpool.
Chuck, you're just whoa, Chuck. Easy.
Yo, Deadpool said he. So they are. I don't know your pronouns, Deadpoolish.
You love that.
This
you love
individual
that
is drinking morning tea.
Good. Usually I roast you, but that was pretty fucking good.
That was great, right?
What time is it where you are, Deadpoolish, over there drinking morning tea? It is definitely super late here. What y'all over there giggling over there on the side?
Just switch to Ciroc. Actually, we were just talking about. He's making a joke because we're talking about Ciroc. We're gonna get funded by Ciroc next time. By the way,
that's right. We're gonna have Puffy come on
over there
saying
drinking
bad
tea,
boy,
drinking
bad
morning
boy.
tea.
Chuck, I refuse to drink unless Ciroc is playing for it.
Okay, I'll try to get that to happen.
Did it work?
Yeah, I try to get that to happen.
I was thinking you're gonna be like, okay, fine.
Hey, Deadpool,
she shows up to work sober.
You show up to the work sober. Not get you drunk. Like you gotta drink that Ciroc. You better drink this whole entire bottle.
They're not paying attention.
Don't let me threaten you with my Ciroc. Okay, sorry. All right, we're having three.
Yeah, it's like three different conversations going on at the exact same time.
We are. We're multitasking.
All right, sorry. I'm sorry.
That's my homie right there. Look at that.
What are we doing? Who is that guy?
Homie.
Oh, that's the Ciroc guy.
He's like, yeah, I got Ciroc.
All right.
Love that. All right, Sintel, get back in here because we're just.
Yeah. I'm here. I'm here talking to the chat. I'm talking to the chat. Y'all do your thing. It's all good.
From India.
Listen, are we? Yes,
that's
what I'm saying. They were having morning tea, so I was like, it's like at the crack of dawn.
Morning tea it is. Deadpoolish is Saturday. You don't have to have morning tea. You can have morning Long Island iced tea.
What type of tea?
Don't be drinking no Long Island iced tea early on a Saturday morning. Don't do that.
Why not?
Don't put that evil on Deadpoolish. Don't do it.
Long
Too
Island
early in the day for that.
he can get that hard iced tea.
Have your tea the way you like.
The one where the guy smacked the other guy in the head with the can. It was
smack me. Yo, I know. We're going too deep in the memes.
No, I get it.
I don't want insurance companies in my video games.
This is about insurance.
Even with this portal, I don't want insurance. Like it's Geico and it's funny now, but next thing you know, I'm gonna be like in my game and the flow's gonna show up, and I don't want to see flow either.
He's in Aperture Lab and he's talking, and then the portal robot comes and tries to kill him, and he shoots it through a portal. It says you should save on your insurance. Call Geico.
No. Because then Jake from State Farm is gonna pop up, and I don't need
That was
Jake
the worst commercial. Bitch.
It was
You
bad.
should shame on your insurance.
Listen, I was trying to like change the subject because I was like, that's terrible.
No,
I wanted to be a good
Chuck
friend.
go off.
Think about that's what I mean. That's what it says. The gecko has
No, Chuck,
somehow
I think you
won.
have a future in production.
I know it, right? Because I just sold it, and somebody was like, "I liked Portal. Let's do that commercial."
Money. That's
money.
That's what we should have responded.
What's the name of the main computer in Portal again?
Make it.
Oh, all right,
I think we lost him.
Exactly. No, I know about Gladys and the cake. I
No,
played
no,
Portal 2. Come on now. The cake is alive.
Cake. Now imagine they did Portal, and they had Meg Thee Stallion going there.
Technically, there's 3 because there's the construction bridge portal as well.
Yeah.
Listen,
which one was the one with the portals?
There's 3. There's 2 with the portal gun, and then there's a portal bridge construction game where you had to build these bridges to get across. It was like a one-off. Nobody
and they
really
also did.
But what's GLaDOS? GLaDOS was in all.
She's the main character.
Gladys is in all of them.
She's the main character. She's the computer.
She's the homicidal computer.
Yeah, she's
that's telling you the cake is a lie.
Best. I'm not even gonna say video game right.
Yeah, play Portal. You should play Portal. Portal still holds up.
Yeah.
Portal still holds up.
Me? I played Portal.
Okay. I thought you.
Yeah,
but
Matt, this is what we're gonna do, right?
Paul,
we're gonna get Meg Thee Stallion to be in a Portal commercial, and she's gonna shake her cake and say the cake is not a lie.
And then
Wait a minute. That's a good one, though. I don't care what you on that one. I'll co-sign that one. I'm gonna check that one off.
That's what we're gonna do. The cake is not a lie.
All right, you have totally redeemed yourself.
I mean, I
so you didn't hear his last joke. When you listen to him, when we actually listen to Chuck, he's funny. Most time we don't.
Thank you, Summer. Thank you, Summer. Thank you for explaining to me. Cintel doesn't think I'm funny.
I do think you're quite funny, but I wouldn't hang around you if you were funny to me,
That's
man.
true. That's true. Yeah, I used to have you and your ex-roommate laughing all day long.
No,
we think you're funny. Just keep us coming on the show, and we'll tell you you're funny.
There we go.
I hear you.
All right, so the theme is no insurance companies popping in your video game unless it's a witty.
No, they're not in the video game.
Shows up in a Grand Theft Auto game. Why don't you put? Why does a progressive Grand Theft Auto jump in Grand Theft Auto?
Wait, did I read the whole thing wrong?
Yeah, because somebody can get their car sprayed up with automatic fire and be like, "They're not recover that."
They're not putting Geico in the game because there isn't a game, by the way. They're putting Portal in the ad, right?
Well,
yeah,
but that's what.
So it's just gonna be a themed ad about
earlier. That reference is kind of old, though. How many people are gonna get that reference? How many people are gonna really get that reference?
Us. Who buy insurance, not the kids.
Not the kids.
Because I can't see 60-year-old Nana talking
you get
about
it. I get it. Chuck, you get it. We've all bought insurance.
Nana's been in Allstate for 40 years.
They got to make it fun. It's pretty terrible.
Talks to her insurance guy. She's never seen the internet.
But you know what, though?
Nana's
You know what? You're right. Because if you played Portal hardcore, you're old enough to buy car insurance. Like at a as an adult.
Yeah,
no, you're
absolutely.
right. You are right.
Yeah, they're not going to Nana. Nana doesn't know the internet's a real thing.
Why do I know? I'm just a marketer. Okay, obviously they're fucking going for the demo.
Nana doesn't have a cell phone.
Yo, you are the genius marketer. You're right. I totally bow out on that.
Just keep telling people that until they figure out I'm not.
Nana doesn't have a cell phone. She has the rotary phone you pick up and dial.
And that's why Nana is stress-free.
That's why she's stress-free.
Yeah. Okay, guys, next. Okay, you can have one more, Chuck.
I was gonna say Nana thinks Meg Thee Stallion is one of the new horses on Santa's sleigh.
Oh no. Yeah. No, Nana's also wise enough to be like, why is that young lady calling herself a male horse?
Yes.
That's who Nana is.
Why is she calling herself a male horse?
Don't ever have me do that shit again. I've been drinking.
I got into the habit. Every time I start drinking, I do this. I'm like, oh God, don't fucking do that. You're embarrassing yourself, Summer.
Oh, that's funny.
People don't stop me, so I don't know. Anyways, all right. TSMC earmarks. What is TSMC? I don't know. Earmarks a record $44 billion for chip manufacturing expansion in 2022. Semiconductor. I'm bored already. Fucking somebody.
Next one.
All right, I'm just fucking free reading right now, all right?
Yeah, I feel you.
Free reading right now.
Go to the next one.
This is okay. Wait, The Godfather. That sounds like wait.
The Godfather sounds like a good one. Let's go to that one. Let's go.
The Godfather returns to theaters for the 50th anniversary celebration. Here's an offer for few cinephiles will be able to refuse. Did I say it right? The Godfather, often cited as one of the greatest films of all time, depending on who you ask.
Arguably.
Will receive. That's what that article says. I don't know. Anyways, will receive a limited theatrical release beginning February 25th. Paramount Pictures has announced yesterday on Thursday. So programmed exclusively in the US for Dolby Cinemas and AMC theaters, the re-release will take advantage of the recent 4K transfer supervised by writer-director Francis Ford Coppola. All of the three films were restored, with part 3 even re-edited to skew closer to Coppola's original vision of the movie.
Because it was bad.
Released in 4K.
Because it was bad.
What 3?
Godfather 3.
What are you talking about?
Godfather 3.
Oh yeah, we don't talk about Godfather 3.
No, he re-edited it closer to my vision.
Godfather,
for my vision. For my vision.
Yeah, what he meant to do. What he meant to do.
I re-edited it for my vision.
No, that is an abomination of a film.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
Yeah. No, it's beyond horrible.
I think them releasing Godfather. This was going to happen, you guys. Let me tell you what's going to happen. They're going to release Godfather. People going to look at Marlon Brando and say he did such a great acting job. He's going to get canceled. Marlon Brando's dead and gone. They're going to cancel his ass for Last Tango in Paris.
Have we canceled anybody dead yet? Other than Andrew Jackson, right?
Pepe Le Pew is technically dead because he was made in the 40s.
Thomas Jefferson.
Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson. Yeah.
Hard canceled.
Yeah, they're going to cancel Marlon Brando because what happened in Last Tango in Paris?
What happened what?
Well, Last Tango in Paris, there's an anal rape scene in it, and it's real.
Oh, my word.
It was real.
My word. What?
Allegedly real. It's allegedly
real.
It's allegedly real.
Wait, I feel like I missed something. There's a scene in what?
There's an anal rape film in The Last Tango in Paris.
Unfortunately, I heard about that. If Tango is in Paris, is a movie?
The Last Tango in Paris. The Last Tango in Paris.
Okay. And it was...
Yeah. You got to keep in mind, this was back when they were doing method acting in terms of like shocking people so they can get their full truths. They did this a lot in like, let's just
say... That's insane.
So there's supposed to be a sex scene in it, and she knew a sex scene was coming, but you know, she didn't know it was going to be a anal rape scene.
I've had enough of those specific words. If you don't have to repeat them.
Yes. I didn't say.
Now keep in mind, this is alleged. This is alleged.
This was the woman said before she passed. Like
Chuck loves to make things dark on Fridays. All right.
No. I'm just saying this is gonna happen to him. This is gonna happen to him.
Trigger warning, everybody. Trigger warning.
Let me brighten it back up. The horse head.
That's sad. Okay,
it is.
Yeah, it's alleged. It's alleged.
I think that's gonna rupture all those feelings back up again.
Yeah,
but Marlon Brando did the greatest acting job ever with cotton balls in his mouth.
We're gonna cancel him.
Well, he had to do the bulldog. That's why he did it.
But he did. Let's just get ahead of it.
He felt the Godfather was a bulldog, so that's why he did the cotton balls. He has that. Rough kind of look.
I'm the Godfather.
Listen, one of the greatest movie experiences I've probably had, one of the greatest live movie experiences I've ever had. I went to see, I think it was the 30th. No, yeah, it was the 30th anniversary of Scarface, and they had it at the Magic Johnson Movie Theater. If you've been in the Magic Johnson Movie Theater, you know it's in the edge of the hood. It's in the hood for the most part, right? But what made it amazing was that you had Crips and Bloods, you had Latino gangs, you had Asian gangs, you had like every kind of street crime group that you could possibly think of converging on this theater to see Scarface, because Scarface is like the hood gospel. It is.
Okay.
So I went, and my homeboy was like, yo, it's supposed to be like, it could be dangerous, but it could be a lot of fun. But so let's just see what it is. Listen, I have never seen the type of unity behind so many different communities coming together than I did in that theater. From the time the starting stream came up, everybody was quoting it line for line. It was dope. People were standing up, giving each other dap. I mean, it was all love, and a movie did this. a movie. It wasn't no rioting. It wasn't no some crazy thing. It was a movie, Scarface, that brought mad love in the theater. It was one of the dopest movie experiences.
Godfather about to do the same thing.
And I was just about to say, Godfather may not have the same hood credibility. It's got cinemaphile credibility, but I'll go to the theater to see Godfather 1 and 2 again. Absolutely.
But you know something? It's gonna have the hood there. And it's going to have the rich kids from Bel Air there, rich old people from Bel Air that make millions of dollars following the Godfather, all in the theater, quoting lines from him.
Okay.
Hugging each other. We're going to see
Guys,
it. We're going to see it.
Will you be mad at me to know that I have never seen Scarface or The Godfather?
No.
So I know. It's just,
I'm going to drink to
that I would relate to. I know.
Scarface is
it's the age thing again.
It's
age thing.
It's the most beautiful.
It's an old movie.
It's the most beautiful, depressing movie you'll ever watch.
Pacino's best.
I've heard good things.
Pacino at his best. I mean, both of them have Pacino in it. So,
yeah.
But
it's the most beautiful, depressing movie you'll ever see.
The gangster genre is just so like.
It still holds up though.
I believe it.
Man.
The only reason why I say that, the only reason why I outed myself was because I'm genuinely curious. What is it about? I want to know specifically Scarface because of the location of what you just said. That sounds like a feat if it can unify all those enemies.
There was no drama.
What was it about that? Well, why did they connect with it so much?
He failed.
The thing,
Scarface is a depressing movie. It's a really depressing movie.
Why did you unify with that? I'm so confused.
He was on top for like 2 weeks.
Explain what's obvious to you to me.
Because his rise from nothingness to something, even for the short period of time, he went from nothing to something.
He came as a refugee.
He came as a refugee. Within the month, he got on top and died.
Cuban refugee
and
struggle bus story. Yeah.
Like started from zero.
Nothing.
And then he built his empire from nothing.
Nothing. It wasn't an empire. He got to the top of the ladder.
All he had is his balls and his word. And I don't break them for nobody.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's better than your Christopher Walken.
and when he was gonna die, he knew he was gonna die. Like he got to the top for like 2 weeks.
Still standing.
He got to the top for 2 weeks. And they iced him out.
Yes.
You know, he killed his best friend in it. Yes, you should watch it. He kills his best.
I don't know. I don't know of a movie. I don't know of a movie that's been quoted more in hip hop.
No. Oh, I know all the quotes. That's how you.
I mean,
Carlito's Way. Carlito's Way is a close second, which is also an Al Pacino film.
Yeah, Carlito's Way.
I'm gonna do a hip hop
movie. That's why Al Pacino was like the gangster god.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna do Al Pacino,
and he
do a rap
kills
album.
it in Godfather, which puts him on the map.
Yeah, I'm gonna do an Al Pacino. I'm gonna do a rap album, and I'm gonna quote Al Pacino from The Sin of a Woman because that's his most gangster movie.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why if you watch.
Have you seen Sin of a Woman?
I have not. You guys, what do you guys?
Al Pacino
got all me.
I'm about to make you come over to
Al Pacino got bangers.
Old as you guys.
It's not about age. It's not about age.
These are just classics,
and
they still hold. Carlito's Way still holds.
I apologize for not knowing who Sidney Poitier is, but I think I could do without some Scarface. It's been everywhere in the culture. I said I apologize for that one. He sounds like a legend. Respect to that.
He is. Yo, Al Pacino is an old Al Pacino. No, pre 95 Pacino was a legend. Did he ever get
canceled for anything, or was that the man in House of Cards?
Didn't Al Pacino marry a black woman for a time? I thought he did.
Him and
is he cool? Is he cool with the colors? Is he cool?
He's cool with the colors.
Yeah. Maybe I'll watch it. I'm just not interested in watching old shit that people.
I know. Bobby D had a black wife.
Robert De Niro said this.
That's what
I'm not a baby.
No, Al Pacino's never been married.
Not a fucking baby.
Al Pacino's never been married.
Guess I'm not. Okay, I'm turning 30. I'm not a baby. I'm 33 and 99% or whatever. Guys, I'm turning 34 next week.
Is your birthday next week?
That's what I'm saying. You ain't no baby.
I know. Thanks. Tell it to fucking Paul in the chat. As I stick my tongue in.
Paul said Carlito's Way was way awesome. Yes.
You would.
Yes.
When you see your wife dancing with your kids before you die.
I don't get anything you guys.
And it was his worst accent ever. It was the worst Hispanic accent ever. I don't think Al Pacino even tried. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna be Al Pacino in this movie."
But he was so dope. He was so ahead. Like he couldn't lose. It was like at one point, everything he did was just gold.
Mm-hmm.
So
Donnie Brasco. Have you seen Donnie Brasco?
I know.
Of course, was it Dog Day Afternoon? I think
I thought Donnie Brasco was a character in another movie.
Dog Day Afternoon's his best film.
He's got bangers.
So forward
he's got bangers.
Is Donnie Brasco the name of the movie, or is it the name of the character?
The name of the movie.
Yeah, Donnie Brasco. I think Serpico was the one that put him on the map. It was Serpico that put him on the map. Then it was Godfather that blew him into superstardom. That's what it was, if I remember right.
Let's be honest. He was in Dick Tracy. He was Big Boy Capri and got nominated for an Oscar for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he's just got
beast.
He's got bangers.
He does.
Yeah, he's a beast. So, but listen, but this is good though. This is good for you, Summer, because you should see Godfather on the big screen.
Yeah,
I've never seen it on the big screen.
I've never seen it.
Even I've never seen it on the big screen. Most of us haven't because we were way too young to see it when it came out. I think it came out in the 70s.
It came out in like the 70s.
See, if you were
even born when it came out.
Oh, I didn't even know it was that old. All right. What the fuck would I be expecting to see it if it came out in the 70s?
None of my peer group has seen it in the theaters.
You saw Star Wars,
right? For my mother.
You saw Star Wars, right? It came out in the 70s too.
I didn't see Star Wars.
I've never seen the original Star Wars in the theater, even when they brought it back out.
Wait, you never seen the original Star Wars?
Not in the theater.
No, I've never seen it in the theater. I've seen Empire in the theater. I've seen Empire and Jedi. It's the only Star Wars film I've never seen in the theater.
Summer, have you seen The Devil's Advocate?
But also, to be fair, I'm not a big fan of Star Wars, so I saw it because I felt like it was relevant.
Star Wars, that's fair given what they brought.
Have you seen The Devil's Advocate?
Well, that is low.
That sounds so familiar, though. Maybe
it's really good.
I feel like there's so many movies that I actually did see when I was like younger, like as a kid, but they just don't count because I wasn't an adult enough to consume the movies, right? Like The Big Lebowski, I saw that when I was really young, and I hear references to all the time, but I haven't watched it as an adult, so I don't really know what it's about, you know?
Yeah.
We came up in a very interesting time, Summer.
So I might have seen Scarface for that reason.
This is the time we came up in, Summer. There was a movie called Meatballs and Porkies and Stripes.
Never get played again.
You can never make those movies ever again. You can never see those movies ever. Those movies show up in grindhouse theaters, and they'd be sold out crowds. It's like a small theater that shows old films that are they're not politically.
They show like double and triple features.
Yeah, and the film quality may not be great, but the film is just legend. It's a cult classic. Most grindhouse films are cult classics. And Meatballs, Porkies, Revenge of the Nerds would probably fall in that now.
I watched Revenge of the Nerds.
It's good.
Even as a kid, I was like, this is insanely misogynistic. As a child, I was like, this is fucked up. And it wasn't even supposed to be fucked up when I saw it. And my intuition
most
was
80s films are
fucked
really
up.
Bad.
That's what
they're really bad.
You guys watch 16
They go tongue
Candles?
in cheek. That's what happens when you run a lot of lines of cocaine and everybody with you. Like everybody's on a cocaine bender, so nobody checks anybody. So everything just flies. Like in the 80s,
it was a different culture back then.
80s were like this. 80s were like this. Like, yo, every film has to show titties. And like the film would have not called for any breast at all.
Just 80s.
They just see it all of a sudden. Like Logan's Run, for example. It's a sci-fi film about people being trapped in a small city that are being guided by like this religious ideology. They think people are going to heaven, but they're just killing them to keep population control. And they escape the city, and they find out why they escaped the city, that there's a whole civilization outside the city living. So they're all trapped in the city. But there's a scene. What's up?
No,
it's based on a novel. It's a really popular called Logan's Run. Really popular. And in the middle of the movie, one of the main characters, the woman, she's in the mirror, and people can just teleport into your room through the mirror. And so she's in front of the mirror after taking a shower. They just show her titties. And the guy comes in and is like, yeah, I'm choosing you tonight. And walks in the room with her. And it's like, why did they have that scene in the movie? It had no purpose in the scene, but they show it. It's stupid. Yeah.
Stupid. That might even be too deep. That might be too much
They'll
credit.
show a car chase. It's just like there's just titties everywhere. Like titties are everywhere.
The 80s sound like a great time though.
It was a lot of party.
Speaking of the 80s, have you guys listened to and watched The Weeknd's new album, Dawn FM?
Yes.
I heard the first half of it. It was good. The first half, I listened to it. It was good. I enjoyed it.
So I want to like pretend to, do the Dawn FM voice. It's a fucking good album, by the way.
Is the whole album good? Like I said, I only heard the first half of it. And I enjoyed it.
Starts really fucking good. I think the start is better than the end. But God, it's just like fucking like, oh man, I wish I was alive in the 80s right now. That's how he makes it feel.
I mean, he reminds me of somebody that probably would have been discovered in like Studio 54 back in the 80s.
Yeah, he would have said, if you get that music video with titties, he would have done it. He's that guy.
But you know what though? He does a really good job of embodying that 80s sound.
He does.
Oh yeah.
He does.
He's one of the best to do it right now. Yeah.
Since the very beginning.
He's making it like super popular too. I mean, I know it was like kind of trending on the upward, like synth was going on the upward trend,
Yeah, I mean, we're still on.
Just like fucking projectile launched it.
The sound was great because you're on the cusp of disco. Disco's on its way out, but you still got those cool dance bass lines that are going along with it. 80s music was dope.
It was
now at the time when you was listening to it, it was like, excuse me. In the 90s, listening in the 80s was lame. But now that we're like even more years,
it's really good music.
You're listening to it now, it's like, dang, this music was really good.
Yeah. Like Miami
so
Vice, the TV show Miami Vice, it was like, it just felt right. It was like, oh yeah, this is dope. And it was based on the 80s and the 90s. So they made Miami Vice in the 90s, but it was based on the 80s.
Keyboards.
I mean,
Coke. The synth was everything.
The decade of Coke.
Yeah.
Cocaine.
Snare drum.
Everything was about flossing. People think people flossed in the 90s. Nah, people flossed in the 80s.
They did. They did.
Like have you heard those stories about Studio 54?
Yeah.
Like they would build arenas in the middle of Studio 54, flood the entire dance floor and have battleships fighting it out and stuff like in the middle of Studio 54, like crazy shit like that.
People did that? Why don't we have fun now? Why don't we have fun now? That sounds.
You'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
Something's gonna offend somebody.
In the 80s, like, they had mud wrestling.
Battleship was a 1805 Spaniard ship that shipped emeralds.
Canceled. It carried slaves.
Canceled.
Yeah.
It's something.
God,
it's always gonna be something that's gonna get somebody angry.
Yeah. I tell everybody, it was like the 80s and 90s. 90s was like, yo, let's make everything plastic from the 80s. So you had Baywatch, you had Knight Rider. It was like, well, how can we outdo the 80s? This is how we do it.
Bring the 80s back. Can we do that? Can we do the 80s back? The
kids
shoulder pads? I always thought that was fucking so fly. The shoulder pads on women specifically. I love shoulder pads on women. Just fucking I love it. It just looks so fresh. So fun. I love it. Why can't we have that? Everything's so soft on the shoulders. Fucking weak. I want power shoulders. I want power shoulders. I want Whitney Houston voices. I want synth. I want lights. I want I don't know. I just don't want to fucking feel my face when I'm with you. Like that's what I want.
Yo,
which is a great song. He's singing about Coke, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, I do. Yes, sir, I
do. We had so many good stuff in the 80s. I was thinking about Labyrinth. We had what's his name? Iman's husband. God rest his soul. In the Labyrinth. He was in Labyrinth.
I can't think of his name.
Oh, man. I just forgot his name.
Shit.
What was his name? Hold on. I'm going to look it up.
No
David Bowie. David Bowie was the lead actor in a Muppet movie. And he has a scene where he sings. And he sits in this croc stress the whole entire time. And kicks Muppets all around the stage. He was definitely on coke at that time.
Oh, that's great.
He was definitely coked out.
That song, I can't feel my face. Okay, I didn't know what that he was talking about. I just assumed it was like he's talking about a woman.
Yeah.
Right. For just the longest time, I was oblivious.
Cocaine.
And then one day I was out having fun with my friends, and I was like, oh. It was just like a moment that I had with myself.
He's all about the 80s. Like we had a movie called Weird Science.
That moment.
You a few steps ahead. I get it. Sorry, it was like 4 years after the song. You can't explain it to me.
Yeah,
man,
the 80s was so good, especially as a kid in the 80s. Oh man, it was the best life ever. Our parents would latchkey us at like 6 years old. We come out the school bus and go home by ourselves. We have cereal and watch cartoons. Then right before our parents walked in the house, we put out our homework, pretend like we did. We're doing it the whole entire time.
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah,
Kids
yeah.
still do that, right?
And all
Kids
that
still
to say,
pretend like that.
and still to kind of come halfway full circle, take your ass to the theater and go see Godfather. Do
Okay.
yourself that favor.
Wait, now I know it's coming on February 25th.
I will go
I'm
with
there.
you. I will go with
And I'm gonna
you.
go.
I will go with you.
Obviously.
We'll go
I'm
find.
definitely gonna
We'll
see
make
the
it a
theater.
date and have a great time. We'll all just party at the Godfather. 'Cause
Beast
that-
date.
I've never seen it in the theater. I'm really excited about
Yeah, I
it.
haven't either. Yeah, I am too. That's what I'm saying. I'm excited to see like full blown in the theater and oh my gosh. Oh.
It's about American business. That movie changed American business and family.
I don't know what you're talking about yet, but I am looking forward to.
Man.
All right,
so
kids.
good.
All right, kids. Watch your old movies. Get on American business. See The Godfather in theaters. Is that what I'm supposed to say? I think that's our lessons for tonight.
Yeah.
Make sure you can feel or not feel your face tonight. Who knows? Whatever. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. This is Dawn FM. Out for tonight.